Well, welcome to the Rod Laver Arena in Melbourne for the start of the 2015 Australian Open. As ever, the opening slam of the season is greeted with a fervent anticipation. Crowds have been flocking to Melbourne Park for today's opening day. The gates opened an hour ago and the crowds flooded in, and they should be in for a fascinating first day, even though, as you can see, the weather conditions not absolutely mint as they potentially are on this opening day of the opening slam of the season. This fascinating first day, which will start on Rod Laver Arena here on Eurosport, will feature in the first match Italy's Karin Knapp against the number 3 seed from Romania, Simona Halep. So that is the match that those who've made their way into the stadium will be enjoying, and it's also the one you'll be enjoying here on Eurosport International. Also on Rod Laver today, we have Ana Ivanovic against Lucy Hradeka, Mikhail Yuzhny up against Rafa Nadal, one of the picks of the day, and that'll be live here on Eurosport. The evening session features Liu Yansun against the number 2 seed Roger Federer, and then it's the women's 2nd seed Maria Sharapova up against Petra Martic of Croatia. On the Margaret Court Arena, the action is just as enticing. Jarmila Gajdasova takes on Alexandra Dulgeru in the opener. They're followed by 3-time runner-up Andy Murray, the number 6 seed, against Yuki Bambri of India. Then it's Begu against Kerber, and in the evening session, Jeannie Bouchard against Annalena Fridsam, followed by Federico Del Bonis against Nick Kyrgios of Australia. Moving then onto the Hisense Arena, the action is going to start with Julia Gerges against Belinda Bencic. Then it's Sabina Ledzicki against Kristina Mladenovic. The attention then shifts to the men's side of the draw, starting with Tobias Kamke against Bernard Tomic. Not before 5 p.m. local time, it's Sam Groth against Filip Krajinovic. Here on Eurosport International, we will be starting on the Rod Laver Arena though, and it is Simona Halep up against Karin Knapp. On Eurosport 2, the initial feature match is taking place over on court number 2, and that's Germany's Dustin Brown up against the number 10 seed Grigor Dimitrov. So there is a little précis of the weather conditions that the players will be enjoying here. Not as hot as it has been in the past on the opening day, and that certainly will be to the liking of both Karin Knapp and Simona Halep, who will be starting their match in just a few moments' time. So confirmation of that match on court number 2, Dustin Brown against Grigor Dimitrov. That match will be live on Eurosport 2. It's followed by Caroline Garcia of France up against Svetlana Kuznetsova. Thomas Berdych will take on Alejandro Falla of Colombia, and Monica Puig will take on Licia Rodionova of Australia. Court 3 will have Kudryavtseva against Matasevic as their opening game, and then that'll be followed by Janina Wickmeyer against Anastasia Pavlyuchenkova, and Sophie Mistak takes on Katerina Mankarova, and then not before 6 p.m. local time, it's Thanasi Kokkinakis against Ernest Gulbis. Moving our attention across to court number 6, it is Maria of Germany against Peng Shuai of China in the opening match there. Then it's Blaz Kavcic against James Duckworth, Sara Irani up against Grace Min of the USA, and Juan Monaco versus Simone Bolelli to wrap things up on court number 6 today. And then on court number 8, it'll be Ito against Klijan in the first match. That'll be followed by Polona Herzog against Wang Chang of China. John Millman of Australia takes on Leonardo Mayer of Argentina. And Kiki Bertins plays Daria Gavrilova in the final match there on court number 8. Well, we will keep you abreast of the progression of all of those matches throughout our coverage here on Eurosport, but we start our live coverage here on the Rod Laver Arena with Karin Knapp against Simona Halep, and your unparalleled expert commentary comes courtesy of Joe Jury, and first, Simon Reed.
Jonathan, thank you very much. So quite a big day for Karin Knapp, whose 5th main draw appearance this is at the Australian Open. Got to the second round in 09, and last year took Maria Sharapova to 3 sets last year. So it was a promising debut then. Winner in Tashkent last year, where she beat Bojana Jovanovski in the final. Semi-final in Nuremberg and Linz. So it was a good year. Her current ranking of 50, not far away from her best, which was in February 2008, when she got to number 35 in the world. First meeting for her against this young woman, Simona Halep, 23 years of age now, and of course came of age last year. Got to the quarterfinal here, which heralded a magnificent year for her. Highlighted, of course, by that wonderful final in Roland Garros, where she lost to Sharapova in what, for me, was the women's match of the year, Joe. It was a fabulous match. It really was. I thought Halep was going to win that. I mean, it just shows you that Sharapova's temperament is pretty awesome. And you can see backed it up with some prodigious results. Winning in Doha and winning in Bucharest. Quarter-final here, final at Roland Garros. Semi-final at Wimbledon. And 3rd round in the US Open, which was a bit of a disappointment. Maria Cicak taking off her outer clothing. It's warming up pretty fast, as it tends to here at around this time. Temperature, we reckon, is around 24 degrees. Oh, it was extraordinary coming out of the hotel this morning. Only 16 degrees. I mean, think back to last year when it was in the 40s for 4 days in a row in the first week. I mean, this is a really lovely playing temperature. I'm sure they're not appreciating that back home in the UK. But it's one of the perks. It is a big perk to be here
3 minutes
right now. I think for everybody, this is the best Grand Slam. It may not be the most prestigious Grand Slam, but it's the most enjoyable Grand Slam. It is. Everything's so laid back. There's a super atmosphere, and it's so close to the city. It's easy to get around. And now we've got the 3 courts covered. I mean, the Margaret Court Arena looks fantastic, and they've really updated the whole area here. What's your view on Simona Halep? For me, she does everything well. She's obviously got a good temperament. There are no weaknesses in the game. She hasn't got one fantastic shot, but everything's very good. Everything's very good, especially such a good athlete, the way she moves, the way she gets around the court and predicts where the ball's going to be. But interesting that she said in the off-season she's worked on her serve and her forehand. So I'm very interested to see exactly what's going to happen with that serve, because she did need a little bit more stick on the second serve, that's for sure, with these big hitters out there on the tour can attack it. So far this year, Knapp got to the quarter-final in Hobart. Lost to Madison Brengel, who of course got to the final, losing to Heather Watson in the second round in Shenzhen. And the winner of Shenzhen was, of course, Simona Halep. Beat Tamir Baksinski in the final. Withdrew from Sydney last week with gastroenteritis, but looks in pretty good nick right here. So what sort of match is it going to be? Knapp's got a bigger game, and presumably will try and impose herself. I think you have to try to against Simona. I think Karin is going to come out and try and use this serve of hers. The players have been talking about the court, saying they are a bit faster than last year. So I think Karin will be quite pleased with that, because every little bit of speed that she's going to need to use. Because Simona is so clever out on court. That's interesting, because last year, although I didn't come here last year, I was very aware that the courts were probably as slow as they've ever been. And I think that was probably, discussed. And this year, I think they have speeded them up a little bit. I think it's fair, isn't it, to have a medium pace kind of court, and then it can suit everybody. So how have they done that? Painting court differently? Yeah, the paint, it depends how much sort of sand they put in the paint, how sort of raw it is. Obviously, the smoother it is, the faster the court. So they experiment. And obviously, it's hard to get each court to be exactly the same, and they never are. Knapp, 27 years of age, from Lucatago. But one stat that she won't rejoice in is that she's played top 10 opponents 12 times in her career and has never won. But she gave Sharapova a big fright last year. And if her game's on, she could make this a very telling match for Halep.
I think she had a good end to the year last year, and we saw her. Where did we see her? In Nuremberg, where she lost to Bouchard's semi-final, and then Linz, of course. So I think she's enjoying life. She's 27 years old. She had a spell when she had injury and illness, so she was kind of out for 2 years. I think she's making the most of it now. I really like her attitude. She's a fighter. But it's so quickly into the first Grand Slam of the year, and you sometimes get strange results down here in Australia.
Yes, we got some pretty strange results in Grand Slams last year. Is Serena your favourite?
Well, you never know with Serena. I always think she's going to win every Grand Slam, but you never know. I don't know. I think Kvitova might win. It's my pick.
But Halep may not be too far away, but have a really good idea after this match. So our first match of Melbourne 2015. Karin Knapp of Italy against the Romanian superstar Simona Halep, the #3 seed, to win the tournament.
First set. Karin Knapp to serve.
Knapp to serve.
Ready.
Yeah, there's that little bit of extra pace she can produce.
15.
Halep feeling her way into this match.
You know, seeded players, I think they always feel very nervous the first round of a Grand Slam because they know these other players are after them, and they're probably going to play quite well because they're a bit freer.
It's the trick against Simona for Karin is to shorten the rallies wherever she can.
If she can, yes. Yeah, sun has come out. It's quite tricky even at this time of the morning.
Oh, I was going to say, that's the way to beat Halep.
Yeah.
Everything spot on until the final shot.
Only just hit the top of the net though, isn't it? I mean, really, Knapp did everything right. Look at the legs going into the shot. She's got to keep doing that, attacking from there at every possibility.
40-30. Okay, Knapp.
So she did well then.
First game.
But, definite feeling that Halep was feeling her way into this match. So during the course of the tournament, we'll be keeping up to date with some of the tweeting that's been going on from the major stars at this tournament. Boris Becker first up. Posing with the 2 trophies.
Simona Halep to serve. Love 15.
Yeah, I just think she's slightly tense and a little nervy so far, Halep, but it's understandable.
Yes, I suppose there's such a degree of unpredictability about the first slam. They haven't played. No one's played. Simona hasn't played. Karin hasn't played for at least a couple of months. So you just don't know. And they play warm-up tournaments, but not anywhere like the real thing.
No, exactly. Not the buzz that a Grand Slam brings. I mean, yes, winning Shenzhen, that was great for Simona. She said it's a really good start to the year, and you always want to try and start the year with a few wins, but at a Grand Slam, oh, the nerves.
And of course, there's greater expectation on her now after what she achieved, particularly at Roland Garros, but all through the season.
Well, of course, and you know, expectation from herself too.
Oh, not far away. She is going to challenge, but she was on the diagonal, and we're almost nearer than she is, and it did look as if it was away. It's also down the line where Maria Cicak is. Yeah, out it was. So here's a chance for the Italian.
Well, you see, everything needs to be practiced, doesn't it,
Yeah.
on the first day? We've all seen it.
Goal stands 30.
So break point. Yeah. The nerves are very evident for Simona Halep. And this is a tricky a match as she might have feared at the start here.
Yes, I think so. You can see a real difference. It's sort of through the shoulders of each player. Karin Knapp is just swinging away nice and smoothly. Everything's happening, and you can just see that tension in Halep on that last shot she played. It's a great scene, isn't it? Look at the sunshine on the court.
We're lucky people.
Mm.
15.
Be fascinating to see how long this form stays with Simona.
And you can also see, look at the way she's breathing. It's not going very deep down into her lungs.
It's
usually just head down hard work from Karin Knapp. She certainly puts everything into her tennis.
It's a great serve. 172 Ks. Her fastest serve so far.
Well, it's a tough test, isn't it? You're trying to keep the ball deep and as much to the lines as you can when you're playing someone like Halep, but you know, you just start missing and over-hitting. So Knapp's got to find that balance.
So without doing too much, Halep's been handed a chance to get back into this now. Couldn't get enough angle on the volley, and Halep mops up. So the early break neutralized. 2-1.
Time.
So a good deal of relief, I would think, for Halep there. Still no sign that her form's improving, but on the scoreboard it looks a lot healthier.
Yeah, I think she'll feel a little bit more relaxed coming into this next service game. And also, if you've been changing things in the off-season, and you know, you maybe think about them a little bit too much on the match court because it's not quite ingrained in you. Well, challenging it, but I thought it looked out. Just over-hitting slightly at the moment. This is good, isn't it, when you see the two players on it now?
Yeah.
And the ball travelling. Ooh, just caught the line.
Quarters of the turns, replay the point.
Not really in position for her down the line.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm afraid Halep's far too clever for that. If you're going to come in, the ball just can't sit up, and it's right in the zone.
This is the time really where Halep should have taken more advantage of the obvious nerves that Halep has.
Yeah.
The Italian has not really put her under too much pressure. Yeah, the dangerous thing now for Knapp is that Halep seems to be finding more of a rhythm.
Yeah, the points are getting longer. I'm sure Halep's very pleased with that. But, you know, a couple of forehands not quite centred, but the third one was from Halep, so she'll be pleased.
Yeah, there's the power.
Yeah, that forced Halep right back behind the court. Exactly what she wants to try and do. Yeah, that's the one, the forehand. She's not happy with that down the line. Coming to it a little bit late.
Oh, that's a bad miss. Because she really took advantage of the serve.
That's a handful now that Knapp's had right there where she wanted, and she's overhit.
Another let-off for the Romanian.
Yeah, look where she's standing, right back by that Melbourne sign.
Yes.
Well, Halep's got a lot louder, so maybe now she's letting all those emotions out, and she's just starting to swing away a little bit more.
It was a very good return off a meaty serve, wasn't it?
Yes.
So it's a little up and down from Knapp at the moment.
There it is again.
Advantage.
Again, the return gave her a chance, and she's just missing too many of those.
Yeah, I mean, been keeping a beady eye on this serve. At the start, there was a bit more on the second serve, but Knapp, you know, really can connect with it. Might get shorter.
Yes.
Double figures now of unforced errors from Halep. That's remarkable early on for her in just the 4th game. Sometimes she won't make 10 unforced errors in a match, let alone a set. 10 in 4 games.
I don't know why she changed direction there, Knapp. I think, you know, hammering this forehand at the moment is getting her somewhere.
Halep.
Yeah, serving's not been good, really. First serve percentage just above 50.
Game, Halep.
Another sitter she's missed.
Oh, that one was a little different, I thought, because she rushed straight at it. She was so eager to get the winner.
2 games.
Reminder for those watching back home in the UK, they will be staying with this match, but as soon as Andy Murray takes the court, he's on 2nd in the Margaret Court Arena against Yuki Bambri of India. That follows the Gaidasova Dulgero match. We'll be going to that. That's for those of you in the UK. Outside the UK, the Murray match will be on Eurosport 2. And Gaidasova 2-love up in that match against Dulgero at the moment. So we're some way away from it.
Lovely.
Just get the feeling with Knapp that she's missing her chance big time here, because we know Halep's going to get a lot better than this.
Yeah, I think so. She's had so many chances.
It does look impressive when she lands it.
Yeah, it was a little bit further back, wasn't it? So she kind of steadied herself a little more on this shot. Nice preparation, the feet are working and drives through. Yeah, I should be disappointed with that error. That's a routine for Halep.
Much more positive rally that from Halep.
Yeah, hitting very deep into the corners, and she was just waiting for that chance to take it out of the air. No second guesses, straight to the ball.
Yeah, she's beginning to find the angles.
30-14.
She's so clever at that, isn't she? She just wraps those wrists around the racket and the ball.
It's a break point for a second break. Moving so much better. Are the shackles coming off? But she leads 3-2.
Leads 3 games to 2.
Welcome back. A gorgeous day. We understand temperature now is around 24 degrees. The highest it's going to be later this week is 32, is what I understand. So it's compared to last year, where it was absolutely scorching for the first 4 or 5 days.
It's dreadful. Actually, Karin Knapp played Sharapova 10-8 in the third in that weather. I remember it was just dreadful for them.
I think Sharapova had a word or two to say about the organisers.
I think she did. She's probably wondering what to do now, Knapp, because she started the match so well, and it's just those short balls that she missed. She was in command, and now she's second-guessing herself. Halep started to hit her forehand down the line a bit better too.
More like it, but it's too sporadic, and it needed to be a lot better than it has been. Needs to make it all come together now and make it count. Otherwise, this match has a danger of being over pretty quickly.
Oh.
It's the best angle so far.
That's delightful.
30.
You know, as a player, to get these kind of angles, sometimes a little bit of luck. You take it late. I mean, you are trying to aim it there, but that turned out, I mean, the best that it could have. Yeah, there's definitely a difference in the movement of the two players, and Knapp can sometimes just get a little stuck back there.
Game, Halep.
And Halep's now won 3 games on the spin.
Halep leads 4 games to 2.
Yeah, so the gap's opened up. Halep's feeling a whole lot better about herself, even just jogging along there. You can see the tension's left her body.
Interesting that she was ducking behind into the shade.
It's just that the sun's so strong, even if the heat isn't brutal today at all. That sun can sizzle your brain if you're not careful. Just clean volley to finish.
15-11.
First set's just over on court 2. Grigor Dimitrov's taken the first set 6-2 against Dustin Brown. Gaidasova's opened up a 4-love lead over Dulgero. Confirmation that Andy Murray follows that, and he'll be on British Eurosport 1, taking on Yuki Bambri of India. Julia Gerges of Germany, 5-2 up against the Swiss star Belinda Bencic, who's seeded this year, 32nd.
So a lot of people thought that Gerges could do some damage there, but you never know with her.
It's unpredictable nature.
Exactly. Ooh. That was very awkward serve.
Does she feel the match slipping away from her now?
Quite a way back behind the court, trying sort of bully the match if she can, Knapp. But as Halep plays better, she's not positioned quite as well for these big shots.
Second serve is vulnerable. She's won just 2 points in the match so far behind it. It's out wide. She's looking across to her supporters, but nothing positive coming from them. Break point for a 3rd successive break of the Knapp serve.
Well done. She's got to try and keep the pressure on somehow, Knapp, and going side to side. Even though Halep is so fast, there was quite a long way to sprint across.
Missed that one, but she's working really well now.
Advantage. Knapp.
Looks like the shackles really have come off.
Yeah, she's willing to go for it more, but not sure the forehand still feels exactly right to her.
Like this. First serve. Game Knapp.
So Knapp stops the rod, holds, but it's still Halep 4 games to 3.
4 games to 3.
Welcome back. 4 games to 3. Halep, the number 3 seed, leads. Might have been the right tactic, but not the execution. Putting the pressure on.
First serve.
Yeah, that's the shot that's been missing so far in the match, and she'll feel delighted, I'm sure, to make that. So someone to a nice position to launch into it.
Oh dear.
Boy.
Well, we've seen it before, missing big on the big forehand, but that was acres away.
Halep leads 5 games.
It was just a bit of a rush. It really wanted the winner from there. I think she's lost confidence in that shot from the short one. It's a shame because she's setting the points up. Constant pressure, though, isn't it, from Halep? I mean, she's done a good job. I don't think she's played at her best so far, but she's been skipping and jumping around the court to try and get herself going.
Third double. That counts as an unforced error. It's her 20th unforced error in a single set. It tells the story, really. A set she might well have won, but looks like losing.
She's a little bit grumpy today, isn't she, Halep? Having a go at a new coach up there, Victor Ionita. Of course, Thomas Hogstedt as well, helping her out at the moment.
Oh, unlucky.
15-30. 15-40.
So 2 set points for the number 3 seed. Familiar end. Just when we thought that she got that forehand down the line, cracked.
Good focus, though, from Knapp. Still determined to stick in there, and this time out rallying Halep.
Still set point. Yeah, you can see from her reaction, the relief very evident. A long 45 minutes, but Halep takes the set.
Time.
Welcome back. On court number 2, Grigor Dimitrov's taken the first set against Dustin Brown, 6-2. It's with serve in the second set, the German at 3-4. That's on show court 2. Interesting on court 15. Borna Koric, the young Croatian, 18 years of age now, has taken the first set against Jeremy Chadi, the number 29 seed, 6-3. It's 2-all in the second set. Over on Margaret Court Arena, Yameta Gajdasova 5-2 up against Olguero. Andy Murray follows that and will be on British Eurosport 1 as soon as he steps out on court. Halep starting set number 2 is set up. Some awful stats we saw after the first set. 3 winners for Karin Knapp, 23 unforced errors. Not a lot better for Halep. 6 winners, 14 unforced errors. It's the unforced errors that will hurt.
Yeah, well, you know, Knapp's got to get a few more winners going, and she had the chances in that first set.
There it is again.
15.
There isn't a lot of control on that forehand, I'm afraid.
And it must feel horrible because you think you've made all the right setup for the shot, and then it just keeps flying long. So you're sort of trying to lower your sights, try and put a bit more spin on it.
Backhand looking a lot more solid for
15,
Karin Knapp.
13.
We don't have a breakdown of unforced errors, the 24 for her at the moment. But I think at least 2/3 of the Italians' mistakes have come on the forehand
That's
side.
for sure, yes.
Halep looking so much better now than when she started.
Took a few goes though, didn't it, to get the winner?
30.
Knapp not giving up on the ball.
Much more demonstrative now, isn't she, Halep? Even last year when she was winning practically everything, she didn't look as demonstrative as she was just there.
That's how much it means to her now. And she knows she's got a good chance. I think every single woman in this draw is thinking they've got a chance. And if you saw what Serena Williams was doing at the Hopman Cup, which wasn't much, then whoever can just play the better. And always at the Australian, it's a strange Grand Slam, just comes around very quickly.
Well played. That time the forehand doing as it was told. And she's got a break point.
Breathing hard, Halep. She's having to do a lot of running.
Yes.
Gosh, she's wound up, isn't she, Halep? If only Knapp can just control herself a little bit more, there's still chances.
Never saw this last year, did we?
Okay. A team there. It's a bad miss for Halep.
Second chance for Knapp.
Okay, Knapp.
Well, Halep still not the real deal.
First game, second set.
And as she did in the first set, Karin Knapp gets an early break.
I think Halep just got herself into a bit of a state in that game. She's really got quite uptight. She's looking over to her coach a lot.
Bring you up to date on Margaret Court Arena. Yamina Gajdasova 5-3 up against Alexandra Dulgera of Romania. On Hisense, Julia Gogas took the first set 6-2 against Belinda Bencic, 2-1 up with serve in the second set. Grigor Dimitrov's taken the second set against Dustin Brown on court 2. It's 6-2, 6-3 the first two sets. Big game here for Knapp. Can she endorse the break?
Yeah, look at this reaction. I don't think she fully committed to that shot. It's almost as though she knew she was going to miss it as soon as she hit it. Yeah, a little bit more patient.
As you say, she's getting so wound up, isn't she? I had the feeling, I think you did too, that when she won the first set, even though it was a bit of a struggle, there was a chance she would just cruise through the second set.
I thought she would really relax the second set, but the opposite has happened. Really annoyed with herself. A little glare down the court, but it was out.
Knapp had a good look at the previous shot, which was very nearly out, but I think landed on the line.
How did that creep over?
40-15.
Surprised at these double faults. I don't think of Knapp particularly as a player who does double faults. She's got a pretty good serve. She says it's a strength of hers.
Yes, it hasn't been a strength here, has it?
No.
It's a fourth double. Still serving at just over 50% first serves in.
Oh, and then that from 40-15. She keeps stopping her own momentum. That's the problem.
And the serving's going south. Chance for the Romanian to break straight back. Ball toss is difficult, both ends, not just in the sunny end she is now, but also this end. I'm sure this is the sun that's playing its part now.
She's just moved a metre down. She just can't find a place to throw the ball up. Oh, that is so lucky.
Yeah. It's a disconcerting match, isn't it, for Halep? She's most probably going to go on and win this, and maybe she'll end in a blaze of glory. But I think what we saw at the end of the first set was a bit of a false dawn. She's still struggling.
She is, and again, she didn't really relish that forehand, trying to hit it down the line, but just about got away with it.
Gaidasova's won the first set on the Margaret Court Arena against Dulgero 6-3. Remember, Andy Murray follows that and will be across to that on British Eurosport as soon as he goes on court. And this match, if it's still going, presumably will go on British Eurosport too. Outside the UK, we're sticking with it. Oh, yes, that's what we've come to see. Shot making like that.
Yeah, and that is where Halep is so dangerous, because you think she's just going to do a routine kind of shot, and then she suddenly unleashes.
40 love.
Yeah, right on the line with the return, but I mean, what a momentum change from a game and one love 40-15 up to this. Oh dear.
40, 30.
More noise from Halep. That's her 20th unforced error from the Romanian.
She reached for that forehand. The feet stopped working.
Yes. Measured that to perfection. It's not always been the case on the forehand. It's 2-1, Halep.
2 games, 2-1.
Well, the tennis is hardly of the highest caliber, yet it's got an absorbing message about it, hasn't it, this match? And you've been there, Joe, and you've experienced all the nerves that Halep is now.
Yeah, because, you know, you practice and practice, especially before a Grand Slam. And I know she had a bug in the final of Shenzhen and managed to win and came over here with the bug still in her system. So she's had to work hard to get her fitness back to where she wants it. And you just get a little grumpy with yourself because you know how well you can play. You want it to happen. But, you know, sometimes winning ugly is what you have to do.
And it may well be a case of that here. That's been broken 4 times already.
Love 50.
Yeah, a look of despair. And you can understand. Oh, well done. Easy power there from the Italian.
15.
Well, there you go. Isn't it strange? You kind of stroke the ball, use the pace from your opponent and stroke it down there. It's amazing how hard you can hit it. Well, that's her favourite shot, Halep.
30, 15.
Cross-court backhand angle. But she's not panicking so much missing that than she is her forehand. She obviously doesn't feel quite as good.
Yeah, good rally Excellent movement from Halep to make it last as long as it did, but that time, the Italian in command.
14, 15.
Yeah, and she didn't rush the last shot. You really got to keep your eye on the ball because Halep's so good at sort of shimmering around at the back, trying to put you off on shots like this.
Not that time. Really meaty hitting from both players.
40, 13.
And again, Halep goes into the shade at the back, even though it's not that hot. Beautiful conditions for playing today.
There's not much breeze.
Yep.
Melbourne known for breezing additions even when it's hot, very hot, but not today.
Yes.
Not again. Those double faults are costing her dear. Isn't it? It's just the story of this match that Knapp gets ahead and then, I don't know, unforced errors, double faults,
Yes.
she lets herself down.
Just can't string it together.
Yes.
Oh. Challenging?
It was out, wasn't it?
No, not challenging.
No. Certainly it was a gesture with the hand. I
Yeah.
saw it too. Maybe it was one of disapproval of the shot.
Advantage, Knapp.
So this time, Knapp really needs to make this first serve count.
Thought about dry volleying it. There is a challenge.
Yeah.
And there was uncertainty all the while, which is why the challenge has been brought in.
I'm not surprised.
She didn't look very convincing there, Simona Halep. But was she right? Knapp hoping against hope. There's the hesitation. Oh, it's in, isn't it? No,
Oh.
just out. Wow.
Not much in it.
Yes.
Sloppy shot.
Knapp has 2 challenges remaining.
So a second break point. And this would be the 5th break of the Italian serve. No. Away it goes. Halep breaks again and leads 3-1. News now of the first seed to fall in Melbourne 2015. Here's Jonathan Harris-Bass.
That's right, Simon. The number 32 seed, Belinda Bencic, has fallen at the first hurdle, defeated by Julia Gerges in straight set 6-2, 6-1 in an hour of 4 minutes. 4 aces served by the German. She had 6 breaks of the Swiss players' serve as well. She plays the winner of the match between Storm Sanders and Klara Kukalova. That's currently taking place over on court number 7. Kukalova's leading that one by a set at present. Back to you, Simon.
Right here, Halep serving at 3-1. And there's her first double.
Yep.
There's no pattern to this match at all, is there?
There really isn't. And hands on hip, that was actually, I think, a late move. I don't think she read the ball right for the first time.
Beautifully timed forehand, and here 3 break points for Knapp.
Here we go again.
30-40.
She's not happy. She should look at the scoreline. Looks comforting, but not between the ears there, obviously.
Lights. First.
Wonderful shot, as good a forehand as she's hit. She breaks again. Halep leads by a set and 3-2.
Halep leads 3 games to 2.
Welcome back. We've seen a seed out, now a seed through on show court 2. Here's Jonathan.
Yeah, a seed through and in impressive and rapid fire time as well. Just an hour and 9 minutes for Grigor Dimitrov to overcome Dustin Brown. 6-2, 6-3, 6-2. Ruthless efficiency, the best way to describe that performance from the young Bulgarian.
So what next here? We haven't a clue.
Hard to predict, isn't it?
Oh, boy. It is a struggle, and not just for the Italian. Serve that was nearer the baseline than the service line. That was obviously a game plan to get Knapp on the run as much as she can.
I would have thought so. And, you know, using the angles, but side to side, and then she got the open court, you just stroke it away.
Knapp is just loathing serving that end, isn't she?
She can't find a comfortable position with the sun as it is.
Her 36th unforced error. 3 break points for Halep for her 6th break of the Italian serve. Yeah. Really good forehand from Halep. And she extends the lead.
Well, suddenly a pretty comfortable game for Halep, and lovely depth to the shots, nice and smooth with the technique.
Knapp hasn't held serve the last 4 times she served. Halep serving the easier end. Yeah.
It's a lovely focus, because even if you know your opponent's moving where you want to hit, if you strike it into the corner with enough pace, don't panic and think, well, there might be another shot coming back, but look at the space. Patient from Halep.
Starting to look a class act now, but we said that at the end of the first set.
She looks slightly more comfortable now, though, doesn't she? But it seems as though she can flip at any time. Injection of pace from Knapp.
Well, there you go. First ace on the second serve. Second double.
Probably don't want to know what she was saying then.
No. Yeah, wouldn't have missed by a mile, that's for sure. Pretty rapid serve out wide, 167. Hard it was.
Well, there we go.
Nothing lasts for long.
Halep has 2 challenges remaining.
A good change of direction.
Advantage, Halep.
Oh,
Halep.
Onto that very quickly.
New balls, please.
And suddenly she's a game away from a place in the second round.
Halep leads 5 games to 2.
Keep you up to date with what's going on court 15. Borna Koric, the young Croatian, has taken the first set against Jeremy Chardy 6-3. Chardy's hit back and has taken the second 6-4. It's with serve in the third 1-2. And on court 10, Magdalena Rybarikova taking out Anna Konju of Croatia, 4-4. On the Margaret Court Arena, Jarmila Gajdasova has a break advantage against Alexandra Dulgero, 6-3, 3-2. Remember, Andy Murray follows that. And on this channel, on British Eurosport 1, we'll be going live to that match, whatever the outcome here. But it looks like the Halep-Knapp match will be over by the time Andy Murray comes on, unless Knapp has other plans. So Knapp then serving to stay in the match after an hour and 24.
She wasn't sure what she wanted to do with that shot. I mean, after this match is over, people look at this score and think it was quite an easy win, probably, by Halep, but it's been anything but that.
15.
It's very bitty from the pair of them.
Oh dear.
Yeah, that wasn't a good move from Knapp. And for someone who's got a good serve,
15,
usually you have a good smash, but you do have to make the leap coincide with when you swing the racket. And this looked a bit awkward.
$15, 40.
2 match points for the number 3 seed.
Want to go out in a bit of a blaze of glory there, Halep, but that's a shot she's been continually missing in this match.
Yes, it's a 26th unforced error. You wouldn't credit it.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, to be honest, it's fitting that it should finish on a forehand error from Knapp, because I'm afraid they've littered this performance. Halep, though, is through, and I should think relief uppermost in her mind.
Yeah, very much. I think she was very tense at the beginning of the match, and then you just do what you can in the first round of a Grand Slam. You know, it doesn't have to be the greatest tennis, just get through and win.
She broke Knapp 5 successive times, and she takes it in an hour and 28 minutes. And one thing's for sure, she is to advance deep into this tournament. It's very possible she's got to play a lot better than that.
And I think she will. You know, that's not the best of Halep, but I think she'll go to the practice court and she'll just swing away and feel a bit more loose. But, you know, shame for Knapp, because she had a lot of opportunities out there and she just couldn't take them.
Reminder that British Eurosport will be picking up very shortly with Andy Murray against Yuki Bambry of India. And we're going to
congratulations. How do you
move
feel
on
after
to Anna Ivanovic against Lucy Hradecka of the Czech Republic after this break.
Simona, congratulations. Not an easy matchup in the first round to play Karin Knapp, but you've done fairly well, but a little bit of a rusty start maybe at the beginning.
Yeah, thanks. It was a very tough match for me. I was very nervous at the beginning of the match, but you know, it's first round, the first Grand Slam of the year, so it's not easy. But I tried everything on court to relax myself, to relax my hand, and finally I won in 2 sets, and I'm really happy that I could finish in straight sets.
So what do you have to do when you get that nervous, you know, to relax? What do you tell yourself? Well, how does those nerves go down, you know?
I'm thinking just that it's a normal match, and I have just to hit the ball on court to make more rallies, to relax my hand, and to play like you have nothing to lose, because it's just one match. But you know, you are thinking always that it's Grand Slam, and it's much more pressure. But yeah, finally I did great today, and I'm sure that next round will be better than today.
How was the atmosphere out there, stepping out on Rod Laver Arena, first match up? How did you feel it? Did you actually only focus on yourself, or could you just, you know, look around a little bit and enjoy that occasion?
Well, it's my third Grand Slam when I started first match on center court, so it's not easy to manage that this situation. But you know, when I was entering on the court, I saw just many people. They came to support us, to watch us. So I felt great there down. But you know, it's much difficult to relax your body and to play your game. But I did very well today, and I'm just happy now.
Got the first one under your belt. Well done.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, an honest appraisal.
I think so. I mean, you know, she did look nervous. The